Are you a travelpreneur who dreams of building a thriving business that gives you more time, financial freedom, and the flexibility to work from anywhere? Then you're in the right place, my friend. This is the Passports, Profits, and Pixie Dust podcast. I'm Lindsay Dollinger, and I've built multiple six-figure businesses while traveling the world, living life on my terms, and helping women entrepreneurs do the same. Whether you're a travel advisor, an online business owner, or someone looking to add more adventure and income to your life, this podcast is here to guide you. Each episode, I'll bring you business strategies that actually work, productivity hacks, branding and marketing expertise, and plenty of pixie dust fun to help you create a business that fuels your passion for both profits and travel. So if you're ready to scale your business, attract more leads, and build a brand that lets you work from anywhere in the world, let's dive in and create and own your magic together. Hey friend, welcome back to the show. Today we are talking about something that gets thrown all around social media all the time, and that is creating a six-figure business. Hi, my name is Lindsay Dollinger. I am the agency owner of At Last I See the World Travel, also a full-time teacher, business coach, and someone who firmly believes you don't need to hustle 24/7 to build a profitable travel business. So let's talk about the six-figure travel business, because I know everyone wants to know, how do I make $100,000? So if we say make 100,000, remember, that means our sales are probably closer to $1 million. That's the difference with the travel industry, right? Because we get paid commission and we only get a portion of that commission, especially if you're working for a host agency. So on average, we say you usually make about 10% on a booking. So what that boils down to then is essentially $1 million in sales. So we hear that all the time. We hear, what's the secret? What CRM are you using? What's the best niche? How many followers do I need? But after years in this industry and building my own agency and mentoring advisors and watching hundreds of businesses grow, I realized something, and that is most of us are focusing on the wrong things. So today I want to walk you through what actually matters if your goal is building a six-figure travel business, and maybe even more importantly, a business you actually love. Because for me, that's the point of the whole thing, right? Like that's what kept me going when my business was making $2,000 a year. So we got to have fun. We got to love what we're doing. We got to love who we're working with. We got to love what we're building. Let's dive in. So first thing I want to do with you is define success. Before we even talk numbers, let's acknowledge something. Not all of us want $1 million agency or a $10 million agency or a $20 million agency or heck, a $500,000 agency. Not everyone wants to mentor other advisors. In fact, a lot of people don't want to, and for a good reason. It is not always sunshine and rainbows. Let's leave it like that, right? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work that I put into, I know, building my own agency, and I know that others who do the same thing. Also, not everyone wants to answer 18 hours a day of emails and questions from people, especially if you're also working a full-time job in, another industry. So success is going to look different for everyone. Maybe for you, it's replacing your teaching income. Maybe for you, it's staying home with your kids. Maybe for you, it's paying for your own travel, working part-time, working full-time. Maybe it's building your own agency like I have. Maybe it's earning 6 figures, 7 figures even of income. None of those goals are better for one person than another, and I just want to make that very clear. The point is, I want you to build your version of success, not Instagram's, not mine, not Sally, who's also your travel agent bestie, okay? Everyone's success can be different, so I think that that's a really important thing to get out there before we even are able to move forward. So step one on building your successful fill-in-the-blank travel business. Stop chasing every shiny object. And I am as guilty of this as the next person. I will admit, I see another membership pop up, or I'm like, ooh, will this save me time? And I will say though, I do like to try things out to see if they will save me time in the long run. But if I could save every new advisor from one thing, it would be shiny object syndrome. Every week, someone is selling a new AI tool, a new CRM, especially friends. If you are jumping CRM to CRM to CRM, it took me months to get fully transferred over, acclimated to using Turn from using TravelJoy. Don't be spending your energy doing that. Like pick one and stay really, really focused on it unless there's a really good reason to change. But if you've already been on 2 and now you're hopping to your 3rd, like we got to talk about that because that's just wasting way too much time. You might hear a new marketing strategy, or you're going to pick a new niche because the one that you're in you have been niched down for 30 days and it's not working. You see a new course, or your favorite person has their courses on sale and you're like, ooh, maybe I should do this, even though you know you don't actually need it, right? Or whatever the new secret is. Meanwhile, you're not actually talking to potential clients. The best CRM won't save you if no one knows you exist. The prettiest Canva graphics aren't going to be the ones that always book the vacations. The new AI tool is not going to replace relationships. So keeping your business simple is going to beat a complicated business almost every time. I promise you that. So step 2 is relationships are still everything. And travel is one of the most relationship-driven businesses in the world. People are trusting you with their honeymoon, their retirement trip, their family reunion, their cruise, their bucket list vacation with thousands and thousands of dollars. That trust isn't built because you posted a pretty reel or because you didn't post stuff either. Like, if you're not showing up, how are people getting to know you and trust you? It's built over time. It's built from answering messages, following up, checking in, remembering birthdays, remembering that their daughter loves princesses, remembering grandpa needs an accessible cabin. People don't come back to you because you found them the cheapest cruise. They come back to you because you remembered them. And that's something AI can't automate. So are you someone who likes to send cards or send happy birthday messages on Facebook? It can be that simple. I know I automate happy birthday and happy anniversary messages in turn in my CRM. You can do that in Travel Joy. I'm sure you can probably do that in most of them, honestly, at this point. So those sorts of things you can automate. But the quick message, the commenting on their story, when they're talking to you to book the next trip and you're actually taking time to look over your notes and remember that Sally has a gluten allergy, bring it up again. Hey, I'm going to let Virgin Voyages know about your gluten allergy, so no worries. Is there any other allergies that have come up since the last time we worked together that I should add? Those small pieces that show that you remember people are going to make them your client for life. Step 3, consistency beats intensity. I talk about this a lot. When I very first started business coaching, I coached on the 3 C's. And I said the 3 C's were content, connections, and consistency. So are you making content and showing up and actually marketing your business? Are you making those connections with people and finding new people to add to your funnel all the time? And are you being consistent with both of those things? I really think that those are still the bread and butter of building a strong business. And here's what I see happen all the time. Someone decides, this is my year, it's January 1st, or I'm restarting for the second half of the year. Like, July is a great time to do that, friend. Don't get me wrong. And you start posting 4 times a day. You send out 6 emails. You go live every night. You work until midnight. And then 2 weeks later, you're burnout. You're exhausted and you disappear for a month. And then it's October and you're like, okay, now I'm starting again. Friend, instead of doing all that, post consistently, whatever that means for you. Let's start small. Let's do 3 times a week. 3 times a week is not hard. 1 email every other week. Show up regularly, stay visible, because business is built on repetition, not random bursts of motivation. I promise you that. Step 4, build systems early. I know systems aren't sexy. My episode last week was pretty systems heavy, so go back and listen to that if you're like, what are you talking about right now? Nobody gets excited about workflows. And I'm going to say not many people. I actually personally do get excited about a good workflow because I know how much time it is going to save me and how much of a professional it's going to make me look like when I'm literally hands off after I've created it, right? Future you is going to get excited about workflows because you can automate your inquiry responses, your follow-up emails, all of your follow-up emails, all your prep emails, your payment reminders, your final documents, your welcome emails, your welcome home emails, your review requests, literally anything. Because I have taken the time and I built those things out in turn. Now I have automations that work while I'm teaching Spanish all day. Seriously, I'm in the classroom from 7 to 3, Monday through Friday, from mid-August until the beginning of June. Meanwhile, my business is still moving. My clients are getting emails. Advisors are getting onboarding lessons. Calls are getting their reminders. People are getting follow-up messages. Automation is not replacing you. It is supporting you. Why not take the support? Why not take the support? Especially because some of these tools only cost $20 and $30 a month. For $30 a month, you can get all of that support that I just mentioned. You set it up once and then it lives. Why would you not take the time to do that? Okay. Step 5. Follow up more than you think you should. This alone could change your business. So Also, back when I first started coaching, I really pushed follow-up Fridays. I still think follow-up Friday is a really good rhythm to get into for follow-up, especially if you don't have some of these automations already set up. As a reminder, like, hey, I'm going to go back and look through all of my list of people. Who do I need to follow up with today? I'm going to do it. So I think that's a really good touch base still, especially if you like theme days, to do follow-up Friday, because most advisors quit after one follow-up. But we have to remember, life happens. People get busy. Kids get sick. I don't know if you're like me, but I look at my message, I read it, but something else has popped up and I can't return. And then since it's marked unread, I see it like 3 weeks later when I'm finally going through my inbox. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't reply to that email, because life gets crazy. When life and work and everything else gets crazy, vacations might get pushed aside. It doesn't mean that they're not interested. It means they're human. Some of my biggest bookings have come months after the first inquiry. So stay top of mind. Don't be annoying, but be consistent, and have a really good follow-up flow to your follow-ups. And you can play around with that. Let me know if you would like some more guidance on how I do my follow-ups. I don't mind sharing that. Maybe I can do that in another episode if I have some people message me and tell me that you want to hear it. Step 4, or gosh, why do I keep saying step 4? Step 6, become known for something. This doesn't mean, though, that you only have to sell one thing. I certainly don't. I book Disney, ocean cruises, river cruises, Europe, group trips, all inclusives, Universal, you name it. But people know me for certain things. People slide into my inbox mostly for Disney, for river cruising, and ocean cruising, 9 times out of 10. Now, I have some clients who have been referred to me from friends who are big in the group tours, or they're solo travelers, and I'm helping them plan out different things. And I do the all-inclusives. I guess all-inclusive would probably be my 4th most commonly booked out of that list. But in general, I help people see more of the world just like you do. I help travel advisors grow. Being known for something makes your marketing 100 times easier, because you actually know when you're sitting down to make some sort of a content plan or even post your content, okay, what can I share today about river cruises? What can I share about ocean cruises? And then you can also, friends, if you don't already do this, please do this. Open up ChatGPT, open up Claude, and use it to help you brainstorm some ideas. I'm a travel agent known for selling river cruises. Blah, 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 blah. Come up with 20 content ideas for me for this month, for the month of August. And then see what it comes up with, and then tweak it. Lots of times I go, these are great. I like the idea of them. Now please make it sound more like me, and in a educated and expert voice with a little bit of sass and tough love. I like those kind of posts, and they usually end up sounding like me when we go back and forth and plan like that. So please use your tools to help you make this marketing easier, and it's going to be even easier if you can narrow it down, like I said, to 2 or 3 areas that you're talking about the most. Step 7, stop comparing your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 20. This industry especially can make comparison really easy. You see posting, I booked $1 million, 20 million, yeah. I just got back from another fam. I was completely hosted at this. I just booked my 80th luxury cruise this month. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. I hired my 10th advisor. Great. Celebrate them, blinders on, and then get back to work. Comparison steals your momentum faster than anything else, because you don't know. You don't know the behind the scenes. You don't know how long they've been doing this, or maybe they were doing another business like I was before this. So I already had taken the time to build up the trust, and I already had the marketing, and I already had the branding, and I already had the connections across, all across the world. You don't know also, maybe they're spending money on the ads. Maybe they are 20 hours a day working because they are hustling. You don't know if they have outsourced. Maybe they've outsourced their social media. Maybe they've outsourced something else. Maybe, you don't know what kind of help they have, and you don't know how many years it actually took. So focus on your lane, blinders on. What can you do today to be 1% better, to be 1% more prepared, to show up 1% more for yourself, for your business, for your clients? And that's all you need to focus on. Right there. Step 8, revenue follows the value. So this kind of goes back a little bit with the niching. However, people ask me all the time, how do you actually make money? And usually my answer isn't book more trips. It's provide more value. Educate your clients, anticipate the questions before they come. This gets easier as you're, in the industry for longer. Solve the problems before they happen. Communicate well, be proactive, because people refer advisors who make travel easier for them. At the end of the day, that's what we all want. right? We want those referrals. We get those referrals by showing up and showing our clients the value that we bring them. Step 9, treat it like a business. This one is going to sting a little if this pertains to you, but if you want hobby results, you're going to treat it like a hobby. And if you want business level income, then you're going to treat it like a business, end of the day. And this can be really hard, especially if this is your first, I'm going to say job, but if this is your first job where you are self-employed, or if you're an independent contractor and you don't actually have someone who is your quote unquote boss giving you a list of everything that you need to do from your for your 9 to 5. It can be, it's like this whole other level. And it's actually why I have this podcast, why I educate so much. And why I do this as well with my own travel agents is because it's a whole different ballgame moving from the employee mindset to the entrepreneur mindset. And I almost want to say that for a lot of us, we will do better if you are newer, if you keep the employee mindset. If you find someone, a mentor, it can be me, but if you find someone or you find a few mentors in the industry who are telling you the things to do in your business, right? Take that, turn it into a schedule that works for you, and then show up as though it is your 9 to 5. Clock in, clock out, distractions aside, give yourself the lunch break. For a lot of people, I feel like you almost need to have that sort of rigidity. Is that a word? I don't think so. I don't know what I'm talking, but like that rigid sort of schedule to have the results, because the discipline piece is not there. Now, if the discipline piece is there for you and you're like, Lindsay, I got this. I'm going to work every day from 8 to 11, and then I'm going to work again in the evenings from 7 to 10. And that works really well for you and your clients. Great. Go for it, girl. You can move into the entrepreneur mindset. But at first, I almost, and this might be a little bit controversial, but I almost want you to kind of keep that employee mindset of like, okay, I'm showing up. I'm not playing on my phone right now. I'm not, scrolling Facebook. I'm like doing the stuff that I need to do for my business today, and just kind of see where that comes from. Because treating it like a business means knowing your numbers, knowing where your leads come from and how you can get more and then getting more, knowing your commissions, reviewing your marketing, actually marketing, setting goals, time blocking your CEO work time. You don't have to become corporate, but you do have to become, like I said, really disciplined and intentional. And I think this is the long one. Okay, last one. Step 10, play the long game. Another one of the probably biggest lessons that I have learned is that businesses are not built overnight. Mine certainly wasn't. I started this in 2019, and I just opened my agency in the beginning of this year. I've spent years creating content and showing up and learning and improving systems, serving clients, building trust, growing relationships. I am still doing all those things as well. It wasn't some magical reel that went viral. It wasn't a magical Facebook post. It wasn't a magical supplier that I fell in love with and I did everything with. Although I know that there are some people who have done that. Great. I love that for you. But that's not my story, and it might not be yours either. There are thousands of small actions that have gone into me creating my business the way that I have, done consistently over the years. That's the roadmap. So you get to create your own roadmap. Wherever you're at, take these steps that I gave you and create your own roadmap. What does your ideal day look like? Where are you actually finding clients? How are you marketing? And how are you showing up consistently? What do your systems look like? Are you showing up and you're really serving well the people that you have? Are you following up with them to see if they want to either refer you or to book another trip? Are you doing that more than once? Those are the things that we're going to rinse and repeat to make our simple business the business that brings in the revenue that we desire. Now, what doesn't matter as much? You do not need 100,000 followers. However, I will say, if you have like a Facebook account, 1, why is it not public? And 2, why are you not friending and connecting literally everyone that you know on the internet? Like, there are so many people recently who have friended me or followed me, and I look at their profile and they have like 400 followers. Friend. I'm not saying you need 100,000. However, if there are people out there that you know, especially that you know and you're not connected with, why not? Why not send them a quick friend request and reconnect somehow? Unless it's like Debbie Downer Drew, who always is complaining about stuff and you don't want that in your sphere. Like, I get that. But if there are people that, I don't know, you went to high school with, or your kids' parents not your kids' parents, your kids' friends' parents, why are we not friending them? Okay, let's connect with people. We got to connect more, okay? So you do not need, though, 100,000 followers. You do not need perfect branding. Just use your name to start off with, or your company's name. You do not need expensive equipment. You do not need to go on luxury vacations every month, although when you do travel, you'll probably find like me, you book more trips. You don't need to travel constantly. You don't need to know everything, and you don't need to have traveled to every destination that you sell either. I think that's another big misconception. You don't have to have every certification, and you don't need to wait until you're ready, because you are ready. If you are listening to this podcast right now, you have everything that you need to get started. And I know you do because you're listening. You've made it this far. How I don't know how long we are right now. I can't see it on the thing because I have my video like off where I can't see it, but you have listened this far to this podcast. So I know that you have the desire, that you want this. You deep down really, really want this. You get to prove to yourself that you can do it. You need the consistency. You need the relationships. You need the integrity. You need to keep learning. And you need to actually ask for the sale. You need to create the action. All of this is great, but if we're not acting on it, what's the point? We have an expensive hobby. So if you've been chasing 6 figures, 7 figures, whatever that goal is for you and your monetary success, I hope today's episode gave you permission to simplify. Because building a successful travel business isn't about finding one secret strategy. It's about stacking simple habits every day, serving people well, staying visible, following up, building systems that can repeat and save you so much time and effort and energy, always being a learner, protecting your mindset. We didn't really even go to the mindset a ton in this episode, but protecting your mindset is really, really huge. And repeat. And one day you'll look back and realize, holy cow, the 6 figures weren't built in one leap, but they were built one client and one relationship, one follow-up, one podcast, one consistent day at a time. If this episode encouraged you, I'd love for you to share it with another travel advisor who needs to hear this today. And if you're thinking about becoming a travel advisor, if you're listening to this and you're like, I'm actually not a travel advisor yet, but I am very interested, or you're looking for mentorship and community inside of a supportive agency, I would love to chat with you about joining me as a travel advisor in my own agency at Last I See the World Travel. You can find all my resources, coaching opportunities, travel planning services in the links below. And thank you so much, as always, for listening to Passports, Profits, and Pixie Dust. Go out there and create and own your magic, friend. Bye-bye. And that's a wrap on today's episode. I hope you're leaving today inspired, princess, to create, own, and spread your magic to the world. If you found value in this episode or know a girlfriend who needs to hear it, would you screenshot it and send it to her? And if you're feeling really generous, pop it up on your IG stories and tag me at Lindsay Dollinger so I can see you loved it and tell you thank you. I appreciate you. Now let's go do some amazing things. Bye-bye. Hey, fellow Disney lover, are you looking for magical, comfy fashion? Then you need to check out Bella Bling's shop. Bella Bling's size-inclusive line is perfect for park hopping, princess races, or just adding a bit of everyday magic into your life. Much of the artwork of this comfortable clothing line is hand-drawn, unique artwork. I know this because I watch my sister do it. Yes, this is my sister's shop, and she takes so much time and care into everything that she creates. Every single piece is special. So again, whether you are just getting excited, going to the parks, whether you're getting ready to run a race, or whether you just want to add a little bit of Disney fashion into your life, make sure you check out Bella Bling's adorable, comfortable styles. Visit www.bellablingshop.com. You know I'll put that in the show notes for you. And make sure you use code PODCAST, all capital letters, to get 10% off your first order. Tag me when you get it, and I want to see what you decide.